All cylinders down here, Tommy.
Lebanon's got it going defensively for Lebanon across that front. Schaefer, Forrest, Stillman, John Miller, Brian Neighbors, linebackers Beefy Martin and Brad Trice.
Well, if you guys remember, they've handled us well the last 2 years, so Blue Devils have got one coming. They try to set up the screen, caught by Cook. Cook's hit at the 35, jumps out to the 37. They complete the pass. He caught it at the 35, dove out to the 37. It's not enough for the first down, but it's a gain of 7 on first down. It'll be second down and 3.
Good call on first down. They gave a bump to the Lebanon defensive front, who turned them loose. Decker backpedaling, flips the screen pass for good yardage for the Commandos.
Decker sets his ball club, second down and 3. Brings Cook in motion and gives it to Cook. Swinging him wide to the right side. Trying to get a block. Flag is down. Cook turns it to 40, 45, 50. Down to the Lebanon 45. Ridden out of bounds at the 44. Hang on to the horses. That one's going to come back.
Clyde, they were holding Andre Logue on the far side of the field. The official looking right at it. Andre was trying to fight through that block and couldn't get clear of the wide receiver. Well, the reason is he had a handful of jersey, holding the call against the Commandos.
And that's at the Commando 38, so it'll be walk backward from there, and that'll put them back at their own 28, which will bring up a third down, or second down again now, second and 12.
Robert Langford goes into the game as an extra run defender for Lebanon. Coming out is Boo Dobson, who is very good in pass coverage. Let's see what this Lebanon defense has got cooked up now on second and very long.
Decker at the quarterback spot for the Hendersonville Ball Club. Tommy Decker, 6 foot, 170. Back to throw. Here comes Schaefer. He's got him. Schaefer hits him just as he lets go of the football. And Mr. Decker just met Mr. Schaefer.
He blew him up, Clyde. He absolutely blew him up. Schaefer coming off the corner from the weak side defensive end. Decker with a play fake, took his time getting the football cocked behind his ear, and the next thing he knew, 44 for Lebanon was drilling him.
Schaefer really comes off that corner.
You don't see guys with that kind of speed up there on the line of scrimmage able to rush the quarterback.
Man, he puts a rush on him. Third down now and 13. Decker underneath. Decker again goes back, wants to throw. Looks, fires long. It's incomplete. He was going for Joe Slow up at the 45-yard line.
Logue was locked up in man coverage coming across the way, and Jones, the free safety, in position to be the center fielder in case he were to break loose or that ball were to be tipped. Antoine Ross again will go deep to return. Lebanon's going to burn a timeout right here. They're going to set up the punt block team as Will Hoyt goes in to kick the ball away for Hendersonville. This is a good time to take a break. 25-0. Yes, Lebanon leads Hendersonville 25-zip. 3:29 to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Lebanon will bunch 10 blue-shirted Blue Devils at the line of scrimmage.
Will Hoyt will stand at his own 15-yard line to get the kick away. Antoine Ross back at his own 29. Here's Will Hoyt's kick. Lebanon almost got it. Ross will have a little opportunity. Now he's going to back off and let it go, and it's going to take a big roll for him. And Hendersonville did us a favor. They picked the thing up, and it looked like it might roll further than that. But they'll pick it up at the 20. That thing might have went 3 or 4 more yards.
And they decked Antoine Ross, who was stepping away from the football. Terry Stafford, Will Hoyt got his foot on that one and got a little bounce.
Yeah, once again, Tommy, with the roll, the kick by Will Hoyt, good for 50 yards. Lebanon going to start at their 22. 3:16 left in the first half.
Blue Devils will have it now at the 22-yard line. They've got 3 minutes and 16 seconds to work. They lead this Hendersonville ball club 25-0. Double wide out set. Lanning going to give to the Forrest, who's in. The sophomore tailback is in. That's the third tailback the Blue Devils have used tonight. Forrest will get a couple of yards. He'll punch it out to the 24-yard line, and the Blue Devils will gain 2. It'll be second down and 8 from that point.
Well, why is the clock stopped? And the officials are saying that they've got a problem with the clock. We should have kept that clock running on that running play.
3:16 is on the clock.
Well,
I'd like to go through a season sometime and not have a clock problem. Wouldn't that be that'd be a turn of events?
You know what we need to do? We've got the technology for wireless communication. We've got this wireless microphone. We need to set up some sort of wireless off and on switch that we can use down there on the field, because I think the problem has got to be mechanically with that cord going to the ECO, the electric clock operator. John, once again, you pushed a button and the clock doesn't start.
I don't know if they pulled it out over there or what. We're assuming that drive started about 3:20.
Field here for this second half.
Lanning underneath sets the Blue Devils. 2nd down and 8 for Lebanon. Lanning handing off to the second man through, and he might have got a yard. It was the fullback, I think. Let's see who carried it. It was White. Dwayne White carries it to the 25, and no more. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now, and Hendersonville wants time.
Clyde, let's leave it right here. I've got somebody I want to talk to. Billy Huey, a member of the Lebanon High football team from 1945, is with us. Billy, you've got that dedication ceremony at halftime, the memorial to Coach Johnson. I think it's great that your teammates got together to honor a guy you think so much of.
We think we're great now, Tommy. One of the greatest men and coaches we've ever had. Fine, fine man. And he was just, we're so happy to be here tonight to give him an honor.
Well, the plaque, I've got a copy of it right up here. Coach Hoyle F. Johnson, not a member of the faculty and without pay, coached Lebanon High football between the years of 42 and 47. Had the only undefeated, untied team in 1945. You and guys like Buster Jennings, J.W. Brown,
Max Smith, Billy Ray, Earl Barber.
I hate to name a few without naming more, but you guys were a great football team back then. You're seeing a pretty good game here tonight.
Good game. In fact, we averaged 147. They must average 247, but they're doing their job. I think they're really doing great.
Billy, good to have you guys here tonight.
Thanks so much, Tommy.
We'll talk to you later. Billy Huey.
Somebody told me today, Tommy, that guy was a quarterback of that team and weighed 122 pounds. Lanning rolls left, wants to throw. Pressure being put on, trying to turn it. He's going to be hit and lose 2 or 3 yards. Lanning will be hit back at the 21-yard line, a loss of 4. So Hendersonville will do what they wanted to do. They will get the football back, and they're going to get it in halfway decent field position now, because Lebanon going to have to kick from their 22-yard line. Hendersonville gathering around their coach on the far side of the field. And I think we have another timeout, but let's keep it here again. Tommy Bryan working out back there with somebody, but Terry, they say that the guy Huey, that the quarterback that team, was 122 pounds, and I think I just heard him tell Tommy that the team averaged 147. Wasn't that what he said?
I believe you're right.
147 pounds of man.
And this guy was the quarterback at 122. Boy, that's a hefty dude, wasn't he?
And Buster Jennings, the tailback, and he ran the single wing with the direct snap a lot of the time to Buster. And Lebanon averaged 30 points a game and only gave up like 3 or 4 points a game back then. Hoyle Johnson is the man who got the organization going to build the old football field over on the bypass.
Go down to
John, go ahead.
We're not on the air.
We're not on the air? Well,
now we are. We just got it back.
Okay.
All right. We are on the air. It's not on this end. Everything is working great here, especially the Lebanon Blue Devils. Schaefer back to kick, standing at his 10-yard line. Quick kicks it out of there and gets a doozy. It rolls, and Hendersonville going to fall on it back at their 39-yard line. Schaefer hit it about 7 foot high, and it was a rocket. He had to rush it, but that was probably the most effective thing he could have done.
It looked like it hit a sprinkler head out there and popped straight up. Terry, it was not a thing of beauty.
It wasn't, Tommy, but it was effective as Schaefer gets 39 yards on the punt, no return. So Hendersonville going to start in their territory at their 39.
Hendersonville splits Joe Slough slow, whatever you pronounce it, to the near side. They give it to Hamilton in the middle. Hamilton lowers that head and tries to steamroll a couple of Blue Devils in there, but that pile don't move. Schaefer under the bottom. Trice is there. Steelman in there on the play. Boy, you can't say enough about this Lebanon line, offensively and defensively. Tommy, they have really come from the first of the season.
They have shown marked improvement every single week.
Hendersonville 2nd and 8. They give it to the near side and trying to get outside. Turns the corner and then is really stuck.
Oh, man.
Andre Logue lowers the boom on Trucca at the 46-yard line.
John,
wow.
John, he just blew him up.
Tommy, that's the way you got to play that corner. He fought the block, made the tackle, shucked the block off, made the tackle on the Hendersonville back, Brett Trucca.
3rd and 4. They're going to get Trucca killed if they keep running him that play. Decker underneath. Gives it to Cook. There's a sweep to the right side. Cook got a little yardage. Turns it at the 45 to the 50. Down to the 11 and 45. Over the 44. Over the 43. Down to the Blue Devil 42-yard line. Cook's got enough for a Blue Devil first down, and I think it was Trice and Jones who finally made the tackle.
Neighbors is hurt on the far sideline. Lebanon strong side defensive end Brian Neighbors is down. They are teammate Andre Logue over there to check on him, along with Jonathan Forrest, as Kevin Wolf, Richard Anderson, and Moose Marshall come across the way to check on his situation. John is going to check on the time with the ECO to find out where we are, and John is all the way out on the field near the hash.
Neighbors getting up under his own power, Tommy. Evidently just rattled a little bit, maybe had the breath knocked out of him. This guy will be back.
John, you've got the time. What have we got?
1:19, Tommy.
1:19.
Hendersonville with one of their few first downs of the first half.
Terry, not many for Hendersonville.
Tommy, that pickup of 13 by Cook, the longest play from scrimmage by Hendersonville in only their 2nd first down.
3:16 to play. The Blue Devils have been that good, but the offense has had the ball most of the night. 1st and 10 for Hendersonville at the Blue Devil 42-yard line. Decker sets him down. Decker gives to Cook again. Cook trying to turn it. Cook's got a little running room. Breaks a tackle at the 30. Down to the 25. Flags are down back at the line of scrimmage. Look for this one to come back. I think Hendersonville got a little ambitious and grabbed a handful of jersey.
Well, inside a minute and some odd seconds to go here in the first half, Hendersonville has to go with what they do best, and that's that buck sweep, getting the ball out on the corner. They got the ball on the corner, but they did it by holding Lebanon's defensive end and corner on that far side. A pretty good run by the Commandos will be negated once again by the penalty, Terry.
Tommy, a 22-yard pickup by Cook. Instead of that, we have a 10-yard penalty against Hendersonville. They're back at their own 49-yard line.
John, how much time?
Around 1 minute, Tommy. I ought to tell them back down the line they got an open mic. We're hearing them down the line.
Well, okay, you just told them. Rolling right is Decker. Looking, firing, throwing. Caught and dropped down at the Lebanon 35-yard line. The pass was caught by Alex Payne. Payne, the splitty, and made a good grab down there. And Hendersonville rushes, trying to get something going here before time runs out, and we don't know how much time there are.
Inside a minute.
Decker sets him down. Backpedals, wants to throw, fires, misses his man. He trying to go to Trucca on the right side. Trucca was covered over there by Landon Baird and Trice, the linebacker, and it passes incomplete. It will be now. That will stop the clock, but it'll be 2nd down and 3 for Hendersonville.
The general admission section almost full for Lebanon tonight. The student section overflowing. The reserve seating 80% full here in the middle, and a lot of folks standing along the fence. John, any indication of what we were doing time-wise?
I think he said 14 seconds.
Tommy, while you're on that subject, when the Blue Devils weren't going good earlier, all I heard was, what's wrong with the Blue Devils? Well, what's wrong with our fans tonight? We got a lot of empty seats down here.
Sure do.
Big ball game.